Hello there, everybody. I hope you are having a terrific Tuesday. If you're not having a terrific Tuesday, just remember that a little tweak in your appreciation scale can really help that. I stop every now and again during my day and just appreciate where I am, what I'm doing. No matter what it is, even if I'm standing in a line at the post office and I'm slightly annoyed, I kind of bring that emotion to a different place, and I think how grateful I am and how appreciative I am to even be standing in a line at the post office, because that means that I'm selling journals, and that's a great thing, and I am able to go to a post office, and I am standing in line at a post office. So any kind of little tweak in your attitude and make that into gratitude can give you a terrific day any day, and you can start that by having a terrific Tuesday. Okay, I'm all done with that. Oh my goodness. I've got a couple new journals going in the shop today. This one, y'all, is a micro, so I can't wait to show you this one. But let's start with this one. I also wanted to remind you, Art du Jour. I did a whole series last year about Valentine's Day and things that you could hand make for Valentine's Day. I will put an iCard up here to that playlist. It was called the Art du Jour series for February, so check that out. Gives you lots of good ideas to hand make some things for your sweeties. We've done a 24 book before. I think we did one last week, but this one is a little bit different, and I think all journals should be different. You'll never get a journal from me and it's just the very same thing over and over. I really do make an effort to give you new things to play with and different things to play with. This journal, it even differs on the cover. Of course, I did not make the cover the same as the other one. The fun thing about this is I made it from a Deluxe macaroni and cheese food box, and you can barely see the word Deluxe right here. I love it when things turn out like that. So we're going to call this one 24 Deluxe. There is a clock on the spine of the book, just a little clock charm that I added right here. The time on that clock is 8:05, and we finished this off with some glass beads. I love these amber beads in conjunction with this kind of vanilla cream and white fabric. Really does look nice together. And of course, lots of hairy paper clips and ribbons and fibers for you to play with up here. We're going to start off with our Mystery Woman. This time I stamped the Mystery Woman on inky papers, and I really do like the way she came out. She came out a little more mysterious than usual. Of course, we're always focusing on story, and we're focusing on telling ourselves a new story, a better, more positive, appreciative story about ourselves or our lives. And I'm including a little sticky note pad for you guys. So as you're going through your journal, you can take your sticky notes, and if you get ideas about how to use one of your pockets of possibility, then you can just write yourself a little note on the sticky pad and put it directly on the page. Of course, we're thinking about time as well. When we think about time, we think about timing in music. I stumbled across the song Escape, the Pina Colada song, sheet music for that, which I'm sorry. See, that'll be like an earworm, and people go, why did you mention that song? I can't get it out of my head now. When we think about story, we think about our narratives, we think about, our daily lives, our chatting to ourselves, and, how we're kind of judging and we're kind of evaluating everything. And that's when meditation is really helpful to just kind of focus your thoughts and get yourself in a more appreciative state of mind. President's Day is coming up. So we've got desserts for you for President's Day. And I think these are just so very pretty. I love this American recipe book, and you know, I'm getting kind of to the end of it, but I sure am enjoying that book. I have always liked it very much. This has some strawberry recipes in it. A weekly timesheet for you. Of course, we can't really think about numbers and time without thinking about addition and subtraction, or the games that we play that all rely on a roll of the dice. This is a great little page from the book I was telling you about that has all kinds of just information in it. It's got timelines in it. It's kind of a history and has a little bit of biology, has a little bit of about animals and plants. This particular page is Olympic milestones. This is the Olympic Games were the brainchild of Frenchman Baron Pierre de Coubertin in the late 1800s, and it gives a diagram of the growth of modern games and Olympic milestones. I think that's so cool. 776 BC was the first record of ancient Olympic Games, so you can read all about the Olympic Games there, and that is a very interesting little page to just take out and peruse when you have time. And we've got lots of papers, inky papers. This is the Take 5 art cards that I was working on. This one came out pretty good. It's got a little bit of modeling paste on it, so it's a texture for you to work with. If you like pina colada. Okay, no more. This is a fun little pocket here. I did some stamping on the cards that I put in these pockets. This is a Tim Holtz antique clock. Got tickets, border strips, a leaf. This is a felt leaf that's very, very pretty. This is an inky paper that I turned into a skinny book. We've got some letters for you to play with here. I know that this is not a complete alphabet, but I love things like this because it encourages you to finish it out yourself. You know, finish it out with your own little font. You make up your own font. The number 4, the washi tape says make today amazing. I've got a few reinforcements for you, a little bit of pattern paper. This is a card for you to alter, and the card has an envelope with it, of course, and it has some hearts in here for you, all kinds of different hearts that I hand cut. I don't stamp anything here. I have a butterfly stamp in and that's it, y'all. One stamp. Of course, we all need the reminder. You're beautiful. Of course you are. Some Chinese characters. I love the Chinese writing. And this is a pocket full of fun for you right here. I've got some papers and all kinds of things for you to play with, some inky papers here. You can make yourself a Valentine's or make a Valentine's for your sweetie. More of the texture, the Take 5 art texture kind of stuff that I did. I always encourage you guys to make your own Prima type flowers out of envelopes. The inside of envelopes are just incredible. You can use them for all kinds of things. And the envelopes themselves, I don't know about you, but when I get my bills in the mail, and I do that in the mail. I don't like stuff online. But I always keep the envelopes that are meant for you to send your payment back. I do that online, but I always keep those envelopes. They're very convenient for me to put coupons in when I go to the market, and I can put my list on the outside of the envelope and put my coupons on the inside of the envelope. It works out really great. This little pocket has a snowman in it because it's just cute, and I love him, and he's got a sparkly little toboggan cap on. Letters for you to play with and a bookmark. I love the way this inky paper turned out. I like this this sun pattern, and I want to do more with that. A butterfly and a handmade paper feather for you. I love this washi tape. Is that not pretty stuff? I tell you, it is just beautiful. It's Japanese. Japanese trees and little houses. It's got a water element in it. It's just so pretty. This is a pocket of fibers and braiding for you to play with, and there's a small little skinny book in here, and bingo, a little bingo sheet right there. It's not a vintage bingo sheet, but I just thought, you know, we're doing numbers, so I like the numbers. This is from Victorian Magazine, and you know, we know all about the stories that are in that Victorian Magazine. So pretty. I love the hats. And it's very 1930s, isn't it? So beautiful. From Reminisce Magazine, about the Dust Bowl and the Great Depression. I love the stories in here. Incredible. This is from the 1955 Hardy Boys mystery, While the Clock Ticked. Something for you to color. I love these gold leaves. There's a great story by O. Henry, y'all, and it's super short. It's called The Last Leaf. It's one of the best things that I've ever read in my whole life, and a perfect stranger in a post office one day told me about this story. I always think that encounters like that are like angel encounters. I never saw that guy in that local post office ever again, but he told me about the story called The Last Leaf by O. Henry. You must read it. It is it's one of the best things that I've ever read. I'm not going to spoil it for you. There's a little sticker in here. This is a handmade sticker that says comfort. S&H green stamps. This is how my mama used to buy Christmas things for us, and these are these are oh my goodness. I mean, you're talking super vintage right here. I remember us getting S&H green stamps, and I remember helping her put them in the books, and you know, then you get an S&H green stamps catalog, and you could cash these green stamps in for actual merchandise. This is a paper receipt, which we hardly ever see anymore. I love the vintage dictionary page because it picks up the word running. And you know, when you think about time, we're always kind of running, aren't we, from one thing to the other. I love that a running block, a block in a system of pulleys that moves up or down, a running board, a footboard or step extending along the lower part of the side of an automobile, running days, the consecutive days including Sundays that are allotted to a vessel to make a voyage for which it is chartered. I did not know that term at all. Running fire, a rapid succession of shots. It's really interesting. I love those vintage dictionary pages. I love this little bird. This is a Tim Holtz stamp. His glasses are neat. This is a big chipboard piece for you to play with. You can paint it, or you can spray it, or you can marker it, or do whatever you want to with it. This is a lovely page from Victorian Magazine. A place of her own. A home can embody many places. It can be at once a retreat for solitude and personal pursuits, and a setting for favorite things, dreams, and beauty. The range of daily experience begs for an excursion to each of these places, and the challenge is to unify the diversity into a single home. Oh, this is such a lovely magazine. I do not know if they publish that anymore. If anybody knows, that would be handy to know. I sure would like to get my hands on some more of that. Some ATCs for you. Inky ATCs. I don't think anything quite says passage of time like an old photograph. This is from an ephemera collection that my friend blessed me with. Look at the old truck, y'all. And it's a sailor. And he's got his thumb out. He's thumbing. Isn't that beautiful? Doesn't that just speak to you? Some Tim Holtz vellum. And another piece of beautiful ephemera, this time from 1932. Mr. Harry S. Nielsen in Saco, Maine. The stamp is ultra cool. And again, the Tim Holtz clock there. So you can do whatever you want to on these big journaling cards that are in the pockets here. This is the very last Oh, I'm so sad. My mini medic cards. This one is about having a heart attack and the symptoms of a heart attack. And the 1942 Red Cross Nursing Manual is about heart attacks. So you can read about that. And then there's a 1972, I did not know that gardening had a rose program. I did not know that. My neighbor grows the most incredible roses you have ever seen in your whole life. And she gives me liberty to clip her roses. Oh my goodness. I don't overclip, y'all. I'm very careful. But it is one of the sweetest things about living in my house is watching her roses come up every year. They are just amazing. 1941 ledger paper. A vintage Christmas card that's signed by Martha, Bill, Linda, and Billy Hill. Oh, look. She just really wanted to be in here twice. And the last pocket is a lot of pattern paper, a few mini tags for you. This is a dress form, but I had to kind of stick it in kind of in an angle to make it fit in here. And a measuring tape because that's all about numbers. And numbers are about time. So I will have 24 Deluxe in the shop just a little bit later on today. She's kind of wide girth on her. The next journal, y'all, is all about paper. Peacocks and paper. It's a small-ish journal, which I kind of love. I love the size. It just kind of fits in your hand really nicely. This is, it's 4.5 by 3 by 1 3/4. This book is about the paper. It has no ephemera. It doesn't have a whole lot other than paper in it. It has beautiful, incredible glass beads on the side that I thought went really, really well with the paper and with the hairy paper clips and the fibers, of course. Gosh, y'all, I just realized I don't have this lamp on. Collar hold, please. Oh, there we go. This is, like I said, this is a small book. Just look at that. I mean, just that. This features handmade papers. So let's go through here and take a look at all the paper in this book. The Indian papers are just absolutely exquisite. I've got inky papers in here for you. I do have a few things like little tickets, anything that I could get in these tiny pockets. You've got beautiful washi tape down here to play with. This is a paper that a friend of mine in Atlanta gave me. This is handmade paper. I am not sure where she got this. I will tell you guys, when I cut this paper, and even when I cut the Indian paper, this is what I get. It's like almost like a cotton kind of residual from the. I like it, so I'm leaving it in here. If you guys don't like it, you can pick it off. I think it is part of what makes handmade paper handmade. I love it. I filled the pockets with just things to play with. You've got ATCs, small bits of Tim Holtz vellum in here. This is a card for you to alter. A little inspirational item that says, if you never try, you'll never know. That's the very big truth, isn't it? More vellum. This gold paper is just crazy beautiful. And like I said, y'all, it's all about the paper. This is another one of those things that I don't have very much of. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. This is from the Take 5 art project. A little bit of texture for you to work with. A fabric page. This is Chinese characters on handmade paper. And of course my inky papers are handmade as well. few little border strips for you to play with. It's just such a tiny, sweet, neat, little peacock book. Okay, guys, I will have my micro peacock and 24 Deluxe in the shop just a little bit later on today. Thank you guys so much for supporting my shop. I cannot really explain to you how grateful I am to you, how much I appreciate each and every one of you. Your comments at YouTube, just the fact that you write me and let me know how my girls are doing. It's so nice. Let me know. You let me know where they're traveling and what's up with them. And I love you guys so much. Thanks for everything that you do for me. I will talk to y'all later. Bye.